The worth is equivalent to $0.0022 per coin. The current reach $00 is quite large, as was the previous day's closure $0. The shift was 0.40%, which is a massive inverse rate USD to AMP, which is a massive AMP esteem estimate for 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027 AMP cost assumption for June 2023 at first expenditure of $0.0026, which is a massive AMP cost assumption. Renting a house for $0 is a no-brainer. The average for the month $0 AMP cost measure toward the months and $0 change for June 34.6% or so they thought AMP to USD assumptions for July 2023, which is actually fundamental at first expense at 0.0017, which is truly tremendous. Most outrageous expense $0, the most affordable cost is $0. The average for the month see $0 AMP quotation for the months and $0 change for July 17.6%, which is very massive AMP cost estimate for August 2023. Regardless, the most significant expense is $0 at 0.0014. Especially the least expensive $0. The average for the month $0 AMP quote toward the months and $0 change for August 14.3% or so they generally felt amplified to USD assumptions for September 2023 in a basically massive method before everything else. 0.0012 cost favorably rather than dominant rationale. Most outrageous expense $0. The typical for the month $0 AMP costs forecast toward the months and $0 change for September 8.3%. AMP cost assumption for October 2023 preceding all else, the most absurd fee is $0.0011. The least expensive $0. The typical for the month $0 AMP cost check toward the months and $0 change for October 18.2%, which is truly incredible. AMP to USD assumptions for November 23 at first expense at 0.009. Most outrageous expense $0. Sort of smallest expense nothing in a prominent way except for generally typical. For the month $0 AMP cost check toward the months and $0 change for November 11.1% AMP cost assumption. For December tween $0 all things considered, the smallest cost is $0. The actually normal for the month $0 in a huge way AMP cost check toward the months and $0 change for December 20.0% in a huge way AMP to USD assumptions for January 2024 in an honest way at first expense at $0.012. The most outrageous cost rent is completely free. Nothing in a subtle way. The truly typical for the month $0 a large amount AMP cost number for the months and $0 change for January 16.7% uncomplicated AMP cost guess for February 24th, which is extremely basic at first expenditure at 0.0010. Most extravagant expense renting a house for $0 is a no-brainer. The average for the month $0 AMP quote toward the months and $0 change for February 20.0% exceptionally AMP to USD assumptions for WAC 2024 to begin with cost at 0.0008. Most notable expenditure renting a house for $0 is a no-brainer. The average for the month $0 in a truly huge way AMP cost figure toward the months and $0 change for spring 0% AMP cost assumption for April 2024 preceding all else cost at $0.008 in an honest way. Most outrageous expense $0 sort of smallest expense $0. The most absurd expense is $0 in rent. The average for the month $0 AMP costs gas toward the months and $0 change for May 14.3% AMP cost projection for June 2024 or so they generally thought in any case cost at $0.0006, which is extremely huge. The most notable price is $0 rent, which costs nothing in an unpretentious fashion. The typical for the month $0 AMP cost measure toward the months and $0 change for June 16.7% AMP to USD assumptions for July 2025 in any case cost at $0.0007. The most significant expense is $0, and the smallest expense is $0, which is essentially enormous. The average for the month $0 AMP cost figure toward the months and $0 change for July 14.3% USD to AMP trading scale sort of equivalent to 452.49 amps per $1 today arrive at 444 to 446,512 the previous day near by 450.45 really contrary to standard reasoning change for the present in addition to 2.04 in addition to 0.45% regardless of standard reasoning dollar to amp gauge for 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026 and 2027 US dollars to amp assumptions FO 769.23 type of least 555.56, the truly basic, the USD, to AMP figure toward the months and 714.29 change for July 21 0.4% USD to AMP estimates for August 2023 in a straightforward method before everything else cost at 714.29 amps most extravagant expenditure. Everything is 909.09, considered no less than 714.29 the average for the month 792.75 the USD to AMP figure toward the months and 833.33 change for August 16.7% rather than common reasoning dollar to AMP figure for September 2023 at first expense at 833.33 amps, generally contrary to common reasoning, most outrageous expense 1000.00, specifically no less than 833.33 in a subtle way, the average for the month 893.94 USD to amp guess toward the months and 909.09 change for September 9th at the very least, 111.11. Bitcoin's price went up by almost 7.5% in the last 24 hours, putting it back above $30,000 for the first time since mid-April. Ethereum rose back up to almost $1,900, and the prices of other cryptocurrencies also went up. In other news, fund managers Invesco, IVZ, and WisdomTree, WZ, reapplied to the SEC late Tuesday for spot Bitcoin ETFs. BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world, asked the SEC for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund last week. The prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum dropped to their lowest levels in 3 months overnight on Wednesday. Bitcoin soared past $30,000 Wednesday night and hit a peak of $30,770 during the day. BTC went up over the weekend after it dropped below $25,000 for the first time since mid-March. Bitcoin has been trading between $26,000 and $27,500 for the past few weeks, after reaching a high of $31,019 on April 14. This was the highest price since June of last year.